Okay. I know what you're looking at. A mistake. Oof. 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 That's an ugly gun, huh? That's a Gen 3. Glock 30. Fat boy. Look at the slide on that thing. Fucking tremendous. Some nice scuff marks. No major damage at all. Just carry wear. Okay. I left this on there. It came like this. I traded something and got this and maybe something a little back. Well, anyways, you find stuff that's been sitting around or places, and it is what it is. No major damage. Just carry wear, but it's filthy. I want it to oof. You look at that. Oof. I want it to oof. Not so fresh, guys. Guys, if it smells like perfume, oof. Tastes like seafood. Oof. Look at that. It looks like a thong there. Oof. I got like dead skin in there. Looks like sand. I'm gonna go wash my hands. I just got AIDS. Yeah. So wait till you see the inside. We got lint in here. So, but as far as, well, it's a Glock. It's gonna work fine. Whenever you buy a used Glock, you're better off just getting a new $10 fucking spring. Change them out every 5,000 rounds. You should be pretty good. Using tons of plus P, maybe it changes out faster, especially for compacts. But no one's shooting 5,000 rounds of plus P. No one. Maybe one guy. Anyways, it is what it is. I prefer, this came with this, I can't tell. I know it's obviously, it looks like stainless, but is it tungsten? Is it whatever? I don't know. I don't know how many rounds through it. And when it comes to Glocks rhyme with stock, and I keep my Glocks stock. I don't give a shit. Even though, like, I know this thing flexes here because the interior piece, but there's reasons for that. This whole Glock frame, when I take it apart, I'll show you, fucking flexes. This whole thing flexes. So what would happen when you have a gun when you shoot that the whole frame fucking bends like your sister's fucking Saturday night date? That was a dildo joke. Well, imagine how you put a fucking tungsten, hard fucking tungsten guide rod in there that has zero flex, and this frame is trying to flex and flop around. Well, does it hurt your frame? Does it? Because this is just flexing, like on, off, and then you put this fucking, no, it adds a little more weight, and maybe a little less recoil. Gives a shit. And I've already cleared this firearm, so. You want to talk about a dirty chamber? Oof, my pistols would never look like that. So just a little carry wear. But see, here's the thing about used guns. I never would trade or buy one that was broken or severely damaged or really severely rusted out. This is just fucking filthy. This is gonna be a joy for me to clean. But when it comes to carry wear and shit like that, well, the thing is, that's where you could get negotiable. You see what I'm saying, though? That's, you're like, yeah, oh, man. This thing's been sitting here a while, right? Oof. Look at that. The barrel, the finish of the barrel's not even war. This thing wasn't even shot a lot. It was just carried a lot. And lots of times, like, compacts, especially Glocks, just get thrown in glove compartments, thrown in someone's, fishing box, tackle box. I think this one's too big. Like a 26 or a 43, maybe. Those are thin enough for people sticking up their ass. The Glock 30, no one's sticking this up their ass. So we got that going for us. Of course, you have Glock styling, which is nice because the line and the slide doesn't match up the line in the polymer. And remember, Glock perfection. Glock perfection. And nothing says perfection like a line on the slide that doesn't match up the polymer. And I'm gonna clean these guns up. This is gonna come off. I'll wait till I show you the inside. But should I put an HK next to it now or after I clean it up? just put one right next to it real quick. It's just, remember, perfection. Remember, perfection. Oh, shit. Remember perfection. Why is this thing moving? Son of a bitch. Remember perfection. Perfection. Look at that thing. Nice. Hey, yeah, it's used, but still. Look at that. Perfection. Ooh, does that hurt your choach? Ooh. Such a nicer looking gun. Oh. It's like Glock was just made out of Lego blocks. Yeah. It is what it is. It is what it is. All right. Let's take it apart. Okay, where do I start? It's really, slightly, carry wear, slight scuffing on the outside. But this person, whoever owned this, they should be arrested for being a slob. Like, this is just like ass lint and like dust and Cheetos. And at least it's not rusted out. You know what I'm saying? No, but when you trade stuff, you can. Okay, so yeah, like that's just like they never cleaned it. And the funny thing about Glock, this slide is so heavy. Funny thing about Glock is it would work. Yep, even the firing pin is fine. Right, firing pin safety. You can check your firing pin safety by, watch. See it drop down? Okay. If when you pull this striker back, see that lock? You should not be able to push it back down. If you drop this, whatever, you don't want this thing. You want this striker, which then is the firing pin, right? The striker is the firing. The point is, watch. You see that went down? That's going to be connected to this. This part, as you pull the trigger. How's your chocha? Ooh, we're gonna clean this motherfucker. Oof. And the funny thing is, this thing would have worked fine. This person was a real Glock owner. Didn't care. I mean, they didn't abuse it. Like, they didn't throw it down the street or let it rust out. But this person shot this gun, carried this gun, and never cleaned this gun. Just filthy. Filthy. Let's check out. Oof. Look at that. Right in the ass. Oof. You might feel a pinch. We're gonna test you for AIDS. Oof. We're gonna have to clean all that shit. Anyways, yeah, this thing is disgusting. Disgusting. Here's the guide rod that I don't know how many rounds it had through it. I don't know the spring rate. If you know anything about guns, springs could have different spring rates. So you could buy some. When you buy some used, you could have someone that, they put a very strong spring rate because maybe they're using tons of plus P or plus P plus ammo. Or you get someone that's a reloader and they get a weaker springs because they want to load and save the most money and have the least recoil. So use the least amount of powder, but just enough powder so the gun works. And less recoil, easy in their hands, and so therefore they went with the weaker springs. I don't know who makes this part. I don't know any damage to it. I don't know the initial quality of what brand. And on top of that, because it's Glock, I don't care that I don't want that in the gun. Now, maybe, maybe it's better. It has a little weight. I prefer like steel guns overall, but with this whole gun, this thing being polymer, here, this locking in there like so, this will be in here with the slide, and this flame. Oh, Richie, do these frames flex? Oh, how about a nice Glock sandwich? How about this? Ready? Can I show you a flex? Watch. Okay, can I show you here in this? You could bend the whole side of the pistol. You see that? Can't do that on the HK. Can you see that? And if I can show you with two hands, Damn it, how would I show you with two hands? All right. Let's see. How about that Glock perfection from the side? Could you do that on your HK? How about that? I'm not knocking the gun. The gun works. But look, you can squeeze this thing like a fat ass. Look at the thing. Look at. I just need to brace it with one hand. Go ahead, just show you the twisting. The whole pistol is bending, twisting. I could literally like squeezing. So it's a squeezable. It's like a stress ball. But the funny thing is, it always goes back to normal. Glock is like it's like a good hard worker that doesn't think too much and just comes into work every day, will stay for overtime, no questions asked. Just fucking, I took off this fucking thong thing. This is disgusting. Like what? This is disgusting. This is garbage. Okay, so yeah, okay, cool. And what's the benefits of Glock? Besides, I recommend buying them used, so you can get them for like, less than half the cost. Less than. Benefit is, if you want to swap out to a new part, when you buy a used gun, it can cost you next to nothing. Okay, HK, I don't worry about it because their springs, they say, oh, it may be at 10,000 rounds, and that was at 40 caliber. So if the HK P30 or the P2000 at 10,000 40 cal, which 10 40 cal rounds is going to wear a gun out faster than a 9mm plus P. So if they're saying maybe at 10,000 rounds for a guide rod spring, so then what about everything else? So that's at 40. So if you have a it was HK in 9, like what, 20, 30,000 rounds? Maybe think about it. Ain't nobody shooting that much, So it is what it is. Yeah, so that's cheap enough. Glock, yes, barrel, keep it stock. Unless you don't want to shoot reloads and shoot lead, keep a Glock barrel stock. This is actually in really condition as far as wear. They didn't shoot this gun a lot. I think they probably shot it a few times, fucking carried it and never cleaned it. That barrel is disgust. Yeah. It's got like dust, and it's not rust though. It's just filthy. It's just filthy. Okay, what are we going here? Here's your fine pin, which is I think really it's one piece. The striker, pretty sure, unless it's two piece. Oof, it's been a while since I took out the internals, and I'll do that. It's not hard at all. And then there's your extractor, and when you take this out here, we're gonna get that extractor out and clean that fucking, looks like fucking Cheetos and shit, and there might be a spider in there. But all in all, it's not in bad condition at all. It's just, I don't know why they painted this with fucking nail polish or whatever the fuck. So yeah, and you could, yeah. No, it wasn't used a lot. Just carried a lot, and holy shit, it's like just so much lint, and I'm gonna dunk this shit in a bowl of hot, soapy water, and just to get all the DNA and fucking whatever AIDS is on. This is filthy. And yeah, it's got a little scuffs and scratches. But remember, in a trade, that's when you could be really negotiable. Can't stress that enough. Yeah. So also, what's the benefit of the Glock system? Well, cheap, plentiful mags, even cheaper used mags, like these are older mags. Look at that. You can get them for maybe less than half the price of new, and the new ones are not even expensive. So yeah, same place. But this looks like a Gen 2. She says 2 there. They changed the follower, and it looks like a better design. You see here the follower on the left there, it looks like the Gen 1. On the right, look at that. And if you can tell more from the side, you see that there. Look at this. This is more pointed up, what you want. And here it's harder to, if I press right here, the whole thing goes straight down. You'd rather see that. When I press this on the front just tilts. So this has more of a no-tilt follower. Improved technology, fantastic. All right, Glock. I don't want to take a bath. You don't have a choice. Well, it's not perfect, but man, is it a lot cleaner. I mean, a lot cleaner. And actually, it's in really good condition internally. Externally, too, there's just some minor carry wear, which, it's like a person who's in really good health, but just has a couple of scars, or maybe a bunch of tattoos, but their blood is good. They don't have cancer, and they wore Jimmy's, so they don't got AIDS. I don't know, but yeah. So I mean, structurally, everything's fine. So yeah, everything I took apart, the complete upper, everything, extractor, plunger, everything, back plate, got everything, the striker, everything, complete detail. The bottom was just dust, hot water, soap. I scrubbed the shit out of that. I gotta get something for the back here because there's just still a little here, and I might need, I don't know, something, but it is much cleaner. I'll show you the internals. But yeah, what I noticed with the older, I guess the Gen 1 mag here, it doesn't drop free really unless it's fully loaded. If it's an empty mag, in this case, so when you're reloading, the mag's probably going to be empty, it doesn't drop. And I guess back in the day, that's the way it was. I don't know. But yeah, that's an old magazine. But these ones all here are drop free. So, yes. You want to see the clean inside? So let's get to it. The stock Glock spring was put on. Very cheap part, but maybe swap them out every 5,000 rounds, you'll be fine. But I like the way it feels better. I don't want you want to change sights or whatever, fine, go ahead. But I don't want non-factory guide rods. It's a polymer frame that is designed to flex, and everything is squeezable. And the last thing I want in squeezable, bendable plastic but it goes back, is a funkin'. I was combining fucking and tungsten. I said funkin', a tungsten guide rod or whatever it is. Or no, I'd rather have the guide rod that can flex. Why? Because the whole thing flexes. So why would I want to put? Yeah, you get a little weight in here with the steel. Oh wow, a little less recoil. Piece of shit. But if this whole gun is flexy, this whole gun is squeezable. I mean, everything, the whole thing kind of flexes when you cycle it too. I'm gonna stick with the factory engineering. They're gonna know better than some guy trying to sell aftermarket parts to make $25, $30 or more. Who knows? $50. Yeah. Let's take apart the top. Night and day and night. It's a lot cleaner. I wish I had compressed air on me though. It was a really heavy first clean, and get everything, even underneath the bottom of those rails, as much as I could. There's a flat metal ruler, and I put a little what do you call them, patches, and then you use a flat metal ruler to get underneath it and kind of scrub it gently. But yeah, much better. Still squeezy. You can squeeze it if you want. Anyways, yeah. So yeah, there you go. Trade for a cheap used Gen 3 Glock 30 SF, a gun that everybody forgot about, but it works, reliable. Mags are cheap, the gun is cheap, and then it's even cheaper used with a couple of scratches. But really, the person didn't use this thing. Really, they didn't. I looked at all the internals. They weren't. Yeah. So yeah, it's just they carried it. And they carried it loosely. I don't know. I don't even know if they were using a holster. Just with throwing it in a glove box. It is what it is. So it's got some character on that. It's the reason why was so low priced. But it doesn't matter. You look at the inside, and that thing is that barrel. Yeah, everything's good on that. And I will do another deep cleaning on the barrel. I'll let it just sit. So I can, like to let it sit overnight, like rem oil, and really get deep in there. Oof, no diddy. But no, I mean, I scrubbed the hell out of this thing. So everything's just a little wear. But yeah, everything was taken out. No, nothing's broken. There you go. And then it shouldn't be able to go forward without pushing the firing pin. Yeah, so a lot better. Chunky boy, Glock 30 SF, Gen 3. Nobody gives a shit, and I don't. But sometimes you just get bored, and you're not rich. So you trade something for something. And, at a store. And that's that. Yeah. Is what it is.